I think for this video, I'm going to put a hat on because this is a pretty special hat. And yesterday was a very, very special day. So for the first time in a number of years, Disney Cruise Line invited a few of us to go to the Disney Cruise Line studio that's in Toronto for all of the training that they do for cast members who go on the cruise ships. And you know, this is an amazing thing because it is such a special place. It's like a campus for cast members who are going on the cruise lines. And it was one of the best days that I've had in a long time. And I've had some pretty great days, including with Disney at different other events, but this was really special. This space is where they prepare all their stage shows for when they're going on the cruise ships. They prepare everything they do in terms of live entertainment on the cruise ships there. And we got a preview of not only two of the shows that are coming up that no one's seen yet, but a bunch of other cool things that happen there. So the first thing is, the thing that I'm most excited about is Disney Destiny. They had the Hercules stage show there, and they showed us how they're preparing this show. My daughter is a humongous Hercules fan, and I wish I could have brought her. It was just for a few of us to go see. They didn't want a lot of people there. And, you know, it's too bad she couldn't come by. I can't wait for her to see this show eventually on the cruise ship because it is amazing what they're doing. The music is, the music is already iconic, but what they're doing to make all of that work so well on stage is amazing. From the puppets, which I actually got to, play with a couple of the puppets, but also just to how they're reimagining the music, just tweaking it a little to make it a little more modern, a little more exciting, a little different as well from the movie. So it's not just a straight adaptation of the movie to the stage. It's actually, kind of they're finding a new groove for it. And it's so cool. I can't show you everything, but I do have another video that I'm posting that shows you everything. So I'll link to it here. But basically, we got to see some of the dance routines. We got to see some of the puppets in use, including the giant titans, which are really miraculous puppets that a person steps into basically to use. They even taught us a dance routine. The co-directors, who are also choreographers, taught us some of the choreography. And there's no video of my performance in that because I'm not a very good dancer. And I did my best, but I didn't do very well. But they were very encouraging. I will say they were so kind, so nice. And the thing that I got to talk about too, though, is stuff that I can't show you anything of. So they showed us a few things that I can't show you anything. I feel bad. Such is the way of life, but I totally get it because it's not ready to show, but it is so far along. It's amazing. On the Disney Adventure, which also is going to launch this year, their newest ship that is going to launch late in the year. I think it's November, December. It is going to have a stage show. They're going to have over 40 entertainment offerings on board because the entire cruise is at sea. So that makes it really entertainment focused, that you're going to be wanting to go see shows and go do things with the characters and things like that. So they have a show on that ship that's called Remember, and it's Wally and Eve. And when I tell you that all of us were so choked up getting to see what they've done, because we didn't get to see Eve yet. She's not ready, but we got to see what they've done with Wally. And it's like he's alive right in front of you. It's like they've found a way to bring him to life. His quirks, his charm is really sweet. And the whole musical is basically Wally diving into the story of Disney music, basically a whole bunch of Disney music to remind Eve of who she is, because a solar storm out in space has made her forget all of her memories. So all of us are like, oh my God. It was really something. And then the couple of things we got to see was they brought out a woman during that one scene when she was performing Remember Me from Coco, which one of my favorite pieces of music, one of my favorite movies ever, followed very closely by Wally. And then we got to see a whole dance routine to one of the numbers they're doing, and it was spectacular. The choreography, the music, it is amazing what they're doing. This is going to be a huge show. That's something we can look forward to. When there's a chance they're going to release some of this, I'm sure coming soon. But for now, it's something to look forward to. And then eventually on the adventure, it's the show you'll be able to see on that ship. So I 100% can't wait to see that. It was, everything I saw was magic. It was pure magic. But that's what was so impressive about stepping into their studio, is that it all felt like magic. It feels like this campus where, you've got all these people, going around and learning how to dance, how to do puppets, how to do all these things to bring the magic onto the ship. And there was magic in it because, like, one of the things we saw was one of the performers learning to do Peter Pan. I shouldn't say learning because he was a pro. He was amazing. But he was on wires in this one room they've specially set up to do stunts. And he sang Peter Pan for us and did all the movements. And you could tell the magic immediately because the second he was in the air, the very second he was in Peter Pan mode. Like he looked like Peter Pan. He wasn't even in costume. And it was amazing to see. I wish I could share footage, but I don't have any. But it's the magic of Disney and what they do with their cast members to make all of this so real. The puppet room is really a spectacular space. You can see all of the things I did in the puppet room in the separate video that I linked to at the beginning of this and in the comments below. But the magic there is that they're teaching people who can sing and dance and do all these other things how to use puppets to also bring them to life. And it is really something. The Hydra from Hercules, they had 3 of the heads in there. They're test heads. Basically, these are the versions that they play with in the space to teach people how to use these heads. Obviously, the stage-ready props are going to ship right to the cruise ship. We don't get to see those here in this test space. But getting the chance to see these props that they're using to get ready, they are amazing. And like, these are expensive pieces of equipment, and they let us kind of learn how to use the Hydra head. And there's like 3 versions that they had available there. There's going to be 5 on stage, they said, at one point in the musical. But one of them is like this head that you can move and use 2 hands to like basically open and close the mouth. And it's shocking how light it is, even though it's humongous. And kind of learning how to give it weight and like move like a snake. The team there is just so professional and knows so much about bringing these characters to life. And the thing I loved hearing was them saying some of the magic too is when they give one of these pieces to a cast member to use and they bring out a new personality in it that they didn't even imagine or see. They've been already working on Hercules now for quite a while. I think they've said it's about 20 days. I'm taking a guess here. I'll put the number up on the screen if I said that wrong. But anyway, the point is that they haven't had that long with it, but they get a little bit more time than you'd get normally. So basically, they have the opportunity because they're building this show as they're going. This is the first time, that they've done this for the cruise ships, and it's really special. Seeing the cast own this music and own these characters is astonishing. The guy who plays Hercules is miraculous, and there's one moment in one of the scenes that we saw, Zero to Hero, which was like, it was stuck in my head the rest of the day, and it was one of the greatest moments. But it was like he was floating in midair. There was this dance move that he does, and it was really just mind-blowing to see him in this role and do these things. He was 100% Hercules. It's so cool. There is a YouTube video that they've posted with the full sequence that we didn't get to film, so you really should check that out. I'll link to that in the description below too. Look, I can't even sum up this day, but it was so cool seeing a little bit of what they do there because it's a peek behind the curtain for sure. Like, there's just no other way to describe it. It is a peek behind the curtain and there's magic back there. I think that's what's really interesting, is that, sometimes you look at how things are done and it takes some of the magic out. No, not this time. This was just pure magic. It was one of the best experiences I've had in a long time, seeing how they build these shows, do these things, come up with things, and how they're inventing things as they go. Because like the Pegasus in Hercules was going to be a puppet. They were really set on it being a puppet. And then they had this one cast member who basically turned him into I'm going to say a b-boy, like basically a street dancer. And it's amazing what he does with this role. I don't know if the guy I saw perform it is the first person to do this, or if it was a guy before that. But the guy I saw yesterday do this, wow, just so cool. And still in character, if that makes sense. Pegasus, he's not talking. It's not like a person, but it's basically a guy wearing wings as if he's Pegasus, and then doing all these amazing dance moves and flips and everything else. It's so cool. Great cast. I can't wait to see more. We got a hint at what Hades is going to do here. And my understanding is, too, the actor who's playing Hades played Hades in Hadestown before this, which is a really cool thing. But anyway, he had a few moments that we saw yesterday, and it was so much fun to see him do his thing. He brings this funny gravitas to the role. It's like at once kind of a little, I don't want to say scary, but a little intimidating, and yet at the same time completely hilarious. It's like, are you wearing his merchandise? Anyway, I just can't say enough about the whole experience. And I have to say a huge thank you to Disney Cruise Line for the whole day and having us there, and such a small group to get a chance to do this. It's mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing. And so they gave us a few goodies. I'll have to show you, just for kicks. A whole, Destiny kit, basically. So the amazing hat, which I absolutely love. It's going to be stuck in my head now. We had kind of a little Destiny card, basically a little info for us. A Disney Cruise Line bag that has the most incredible strap. And I never wear Mickey ears. I don't know. Maybe these are finally Mickey ears that I'd wear. And we had our lanyards that we got for the day, which I am going to, this is going in a prominent place for me. And there was even a pin. I love the Hades pin. And then a piece of art. And this is getting framed ASAP. How cool is that? So yeah, it was a mind-blowing day. I don't even know how to process it now. Going back to normal life after a day with Disney Cruise Line. And I just got to end with the coolest thing that I saw there. I have to talk about it. Nowhere else do you see this, but they had not a poster, but like a sign on the wall, and they had cue cards. Disney Cruise Line Toronto. Which just makes me feel so happy, because to have a piece of Disney here in Toronto, and such a vital part of it, what makes Disney, that's amazing to me. That, this space is where they send every person learning to be a cast member on these cruise lines to do these amazing dance routines and everything else. And Toronto is such a city for the arts and things like that. It feels like the perfect fit to me. It makes me very, very happy. And I have to say again, I'm going to say it again, thank you to Disney for having me there, because it's a beautiful space in the sense of what they're creating and doing. It's miraculous. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions, I did see more. I just didn't want to talk all day, but I did see more there. If you have any questions about the space, anything I can share, let me know. I don't have anything under embargo anymore from from that visit so I can talk about everything I saw. Feel free to ask in the comments. I'd be happy to answer. And stay tuned, hopefully, for more Disney Destiny and Disney Adventure videos in the future.